are the team that represented the Motor Press Guild. My name is Veronica, and this is the rest of my team.
I'm Megan.
I'm Laura.
Jasmine.
All right, so first we'll go ahead and get started a little bit about our client. And our client's actually here today. We had the pleasure of working with the wonderful Miss Carrie Kim. She's right over here. Thank you so much for being here, Carrie. Really appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and get started. A little bit about MPG as well. They are a nonprofit automotive media association that is based out of Los Angeles. Members include journalists, public relations professionals, and media professionals as well that are currently working in the automotive industry, and their goal is to advance automotive journalism. MPG holds regular meetings where members get to partake in or get the advantage of partaking in great networking opportunities, and they also get to learn about and discuss new trends and happenings in the automotive industry. They also host a couple of big annual events like their Drop Tops and Dirt, which is coming up May 27th, which I will touch on a little bit right now. So part of their member benefits. Like I said, the Drop Tops and Dirt is an event where they get to actually go and drive a couple of really cool cars. Here's an example of the ones that were present last year. They have the BMW and a Range Rover. I don't know if you guys can see all the way in the back. But yeah, there's a couple of cars that they had last year. And they also get a copy of the little media guide, which our professor, Pete Evanow, actually makes for the Guild, which includes all the contact information for the members, and so it's just a one-stop shop in this thing. You don't have to go anywhere or look anywhere else. It's all included here. They also get discounts on all parking spot locations at airports, or some parking spot locations at airports, and they get free admissions to a couple of museums, including the Peterson Automotive Museum and the Wally Parks NHRA Motorsports Museum as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Laura, who will be speaking a little bit about our client consultation earlier this semester.
Thank you, Veronica. So back in February, we had the pleasure of meeting with our client, Ms. Carrie Kim. Our client expressed the need for more youthful rebranding efforts for the Motor Press Guild. The client also desired their Twitter page activity to feature more newsworthy type posts where the reader gains a sense of value. The client also felt that the Motor Press Guild brand image is losing a little bit of prestige. And during that consultation, something really important came up. We also discovered that the Motor Press Guild is planning on launching a brand new website for 2015. So we all know what SWOT analysis is. Again, it stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Some of the strengths that the Motor Press Guild has is they're currently the largest automotive media association in North America. We determined that their USP, their unique selling proposition, is that they're based in Los Angeles. And there's a lot going on in Los Angeles, a lot of moving and shaking going on. And it's pretty much next to Motor City, which is Detroit, Michigan. That's basically the next best place to have an automotive media association. Some of the weaknesses we discovered, there's currently very minimal social media presence. Most nonprofits have several social media channels. The Motor Press Guild only has 2, that's just Facebook and Twitter. Some of the opportunities we discovered, we felt that the visual materials could be rebranded, including their existing social media channels, their newsletter format, and also their member cards, which Megan will get into a little bit later on. And then last, we have our threats. Basically, the Motor Press Guild, their main competitors is Western Automotive Journalists. They're actually based up north in Northern California. So we did a little bit of primary research after this consult. 90% of the current MPG members said they don't really get a sense of value from reading current content from the newsletter and also from the 2 social media channels. 81% of the handful that we surveyed said that they'd prefer to read more newsworthy type posts, and that's another thing that our client expressed as well. The majority of them said that the Milepost monthly newsletter needs to be reformatted. And then also a good majority said they would like to see other NPG materials, like the member cards and stuff, redesigned. So what we agreed upon after the consult and after our preliminary research, we agreed that taking all this information, we discovered there's going to be a brand new website, and it's been years since they've redone their website. So we wanted to give our campaign a name, and we came up with the idea of a campaign slogan of MPG, the new era, because again, 2015 is kind of like a milestone of growing and changing. And we also came up with 3 short objectives. Again, this is a short campaign. We're only supposed to move the dial a little bit. Our first objective is to increase Twitter and Facebook activity, member following by 5%. Our second objective was to pitch to media outlets to write and cover a feature story on a Motor Press Guild event. So that way, Motor Press Guild is getting some more publicity through other channels. And then last, we'd like to expand the Motor Press Guild member base to include more A-listers and more younger members, like millennials. Now I'm going to hand it off to Jasmine, who's going to discuss our campaign strategy.
Thank you, Laura. So these are just some strategies that we went ahead and utilized for our campaign. So to go ahead and increase engagement with our MPG members on our social media platforms and to increase likes and follows on Twitter and Facebook, we wanted to develop a social media content calendar, like Laura said, that features newsworthy and valuable content that members will get a sense of value after reading. And then we also wanted to go ahead and pitch to highly ranked automotive blogs, one of which being Jalopnik. We wanted to pitch to Jalopnik specifically because it's what the millennials are reading, and that's what our client wants MPG to have in their member base. So we wanted to go ahead and pitch to Jalopnik just for that specific reason. And then we also created an Instagram strategy, so that way our client can go ahead and create an Instagram account when they're ready in the future. And then we also used the strategy for Twitter as well, which basically involves posting content about announcements, upcoming events, breaking news, and trends in the automotive industry. And then these are just some tools that we utilize to help us implement our campaign. We definitely use Cision for quantitative research and to gather media lists. And then here's the social media tracker that we developed just with some MPG events so we could go ahead and post it on our social media channels. And then we also wanted to use Photoshop and MailChimp to help with the redesign of our membership cards and our newsletter, which Megan will later discuss in our presentation. And then this is just the timeline that we use to help us follow deadlines with our client throughout our campaign. Now I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Megan for our campaign execution.
Thank you, Jasmine. So now we're going to take a look at some of our image rebranding. This on the left is MPG's current Facebook page, or previous Facebook page, which we showed you guys in our previous proposal. And as you can see, they were lacking a cover photo, and they were lacking the profile picture. The image was cut off. So we went ahead and changed that, added a nice, enticing cover photo to show followers just how great MPG is. And we also went ahead and did the same for their Twitter page. So moving on, we also designed some new membership cards. So on the left, here are their current membership cards, and then on the right, here are 2 of the redesigns that we created. We wish for the redesign to make the membership cards a little bit larger and thicker material. Right now they're a little flimsy, so just creating a little bit thicker material. Next, we also created a new redesign of their Milepost newsletter. So on the left, here's their current Milepost newsletter, and on the right, based off our primary research, we found that more millennials wish to just have simpler design. So on the right, it's just nice and clean, and you can read the lettering easily. So lastly, we pitched to Jalopnik to have them cover the MPG event Drop Tops and Dirt. we wish for Jalopnik to attend and cover this event because Jalopnik focuses on covering new and exciting trends within the automotive industry, and we feel this would not only benefit them, but it would benefit MPG as a whole.
Okay, so over the course of the semester, we got the opportunity to attend lots of MPG-hosted events in and around Los Angeles County. Our very first event was back in February. This was the Motor Press Guild annual town hall luncheon. Again, you can see our lovely client talking, and then over here you have the president of the Motor Press Guild, Jason Fulkelson, and also some of the board members answering questions during a Q&A session. We also have our professor, Pete Evanow. Again, he is the Motor Press Guild's media guide manager, so he's responsible for putting this out every year. And he also serves as MPG's business operations manager. And then, of course, Mother's Car Wash Products is also a sponsor of the Motor Press Guild. And so we were able to get some free swag from that event. The next event that we were able to attend was a media in the news event put on by the Motor Press Guild, and that was in Long Beach back in March. And basically it was a luncheon, and the keynote speaker for this event was John Krafik. For those of you who don't know, John Krafik is the former CEO of Hyundai, and basically, you know, the Motor Press Guild members just got to pick his brain and ask him anything that they feel like asking, which is, you know, a journalist's dream. What John Krafik did for Hyundai is he created a huge market for Hyundai motor cars in North America. I'm not sure if you guys can remember, like 10, 15 years ago, there really weren't that many Hyundais on the road. Now they're everywhere. So John Krafik is actually no longer with Hyundai. He's now with a tech company called TrueCar.com. So it's going to be interesting to watch and see what this guy does for TrueCar.com, because he took a brand like Hyundai and he rebranded it, he repositioned it, and now there's just a huge market for Hyundai in North America. So here he is right there. So anything that this guy touches turns to gold. So the fact that the MPG was able to lasso him in and get him to attend one of our events was huge. Okay, and then last but not least, we had our open house event back in April, and here's the poster board that we did for that. Okay, and then last but not least, we wanted to measure the results of our campaign, and we call this our odometer, and we wanted to see how did all of our efforts actually help the client. And here's what we formulated. Here's our results and our conclusions. We collaborated with the client to create social media call to actions. So one of the things we did is that the client and I, we discussed, well, how about we create a specific hashtag for each and every single MPG event? And that way we print it out and we put it on the tables as a centerpiece, and then that way people will use the hashtag and it's easily more traceable and stuff like that. And it worked. We did MPG Meets Mirai, and people actually went home and used that hashtag. So that was a trial run, and it was very successful. So we propose that moving forward, the client continues to do that. We also increased the brand equity via image rebranding. Like Megan mentioned, we redesigned the newsletter and the member cards and everything else. We also increased our social media presence, so that way they're making more of a presence out there in the cyber world. And we basically laid the foundation for millennial exposure, because we want more millennials to join. The current member base is mostly baby boomers and seniors. And then last, we also pitched the client to launch an Instagram account, so that way the MPG will have at least 3 social media channels. So we basically set the foundation for the future, and as soon as the website goes live any day now, we propose that the client uses our new hashtag, which is MPG the New Era. So that's about it. Does anyone have any questions?